Welcome to Connections. I'm your host, Lois Smallwood, and today to my left we have the railroad baron, Gary Symington. Welcome to ACTV.
Thank you.
And to your left is Big Bad Patrick Witz, the veteran here that brought you along. Hey, Patrick. Now, before we dive into Trainville here, I do want to give kudos to Patrick Witz for bringing you along, but also for the conductor. So you get to talk a minute or two about what you did at PBS, KVIE, and I saw that you sold your conductor.
I did. I wish I had a copy of it to show, but I sold it.
Yes. Well, good
It was a nice 11 by 14 photo of a praying mantis that was conducting.
That was exciting. I kept watching that, and then finally I went to the schedule, and they said, I think Sunday yours was auctioned off?
It was sold off on Sunday. It was the online auction, and I was just thrilled to pieces that it actually sold for $220.
Okay, I let you say the price. Very good. That's exciting.
That was just it was
now,
great.
Did you get a chance to meet Doug Elmitz?
I don't know.
He was one of the MCs. They had several MCs that rotated in and out of there. You were out there probably in the back having cheese and crackers.
During the gala?
In the green room?
Oh, yeah.
The gala?
In the gala, we were enjoying. That was on, I believe, the couple of days before the week before. And it was fun. I got to meet a couple of the PBS, individuals. It was kind of fun.
Congratulations for helping raise money in a very positive manner, and I'm sure you'll be involved. Now that you'll be at the top of their list, they'll be getting you every season. They have that once every year?
They have it once every year, and you have to submit the art, and hopefully they accept it. They have a jury that goes through and determines whether they want it in the show or not, and then they determine from that whether it will be live auctioned on air or if it will be through their online gallery.
Well, great. So now you can have that on your resume, that
Yes.
you were a contributor, and you will be probably doing it again next year, I'm sure.
That is correct.
Congratulations.
You have your own, don't you?
Say what?
Aren't you going to have your own auction?
Well, you know what? We are, they changed that. Thank you for asking. I think the date is April the 6th, the Gong Show and the silent auction, and that will be, Bill is such high standards, our Bill Mail, and he just wanted to get the best acts, so feel free, anybody that would like to audition for the Gong Show, talk to Bill Mail. You can go to the website, www.actv20, I believe, and you can auction, you can volunteer there, or you can basically, you donated photograph, right?
Yes, I did.
Yes, so that's being inventoried, and we will do that next year and have a blast. We're going to have refreshments, etc. So they needed some more time. We're going to go after Gary. He's not going to get. He's not going to get away. So now that we've segued over to Gary Symington, you, I believe, little birdie told me, started doing this in the 5th grade. You took lessons.
I started lessons in the 5th grade once a week.
Well, my goodness, you certainly stuck with it then, right? Look at this beautiful work here. Gorgeous. And oil?
This is oil and canvas, yes.
Oil and canvas. How do you part with these beauties?
Not very easily.
I was wondering about that because you pour your heart and your soul into it and your talent, obviously.
Yeah, you kind of become attached.
Yes. Well, this art takes quite a bit of wall, so I imagine you live in a home that affords this type of room, right?
No, pretty much all these that you can see were stacked about 4 or 5 deep in my studio.
Okay, these are gorgeous. Now, behind me here, right here, this is, does it have a name?
Yes. This is actually one of the trains at Jamestown at the Rail Museum, and so it's number 28, and I think it's got a history. It was used in Petticoat Junction, the TV show, and so on. And I just happened to be walking around with my camera, and I caught the engineer oiling the, kind of using his big oil can on some of the moving mechanisms through the train to the other side. So I snapped it, and that was pretty much a picture ready to go.
Wow, it has a feeling, I guess you know that, and probably purposeful, of photography. It feels like a photograph to me.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of it's photorealistic.
Yes.
Although
Down in here.
I tend to use a pretty wide range of color gamut.
Well, you have a background. You are a graphic artist, so you have all those talents going for you. Then graphic artist, and then the oil painting, and gosh, you have the beat in your head too because you're a musician.
Yes.
Wow. So you're wearing all these hats. You get confused sometimes?
Yeah.
What shall I be today?
Yeah.
Well, you're having too much fun.
You didn't bring your
Yes.
drumsticks.
Yeah, we'll have to have,
Yeah.
have to. Bill Mail will probably ask you to be on his show. What do we have behind you?
Behind me is probably about 99% completed, but unframed.
Gorgeous. Love the colors.
The story behind this is I was losing sleep because my neighbor built a chicken coop next to our property line, and they had. Well, I'm a country boy from New Hampshire, so I thought I knew what roosters were about, but no, this is literally an eye opener because this very loud. They had two roosters, but one of them in particular started to crow midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. He would get going. I would time him, about every 10 seconds from about 7 a.m. on until about 10. And then it would kick in again about 2 in the afternoon. And anyway, so I was losing sleep.
Oh, dear.
And I was talking about, what can I do to stop this rooster aside from something that would get me thrown in jail? And my daughter Katrina said, well, Dad, why don't you just do a painting? And
Smart
we talked about it.
girl.
And she said, call it Revenge of the Sleepless Man. So
hysterical.
this is, I don't want anybody who's an animal lover to get mad at me. It's a giant rooster. It's a surreal dream thing, but it's it was cathartic to paint this painting.
I'll bet. Now, can we find out what happened to Roger the rooster?
The giant roosters are still there. I think maybe when they get older, they stop crowing as much, or I've adapted. But it's not keeping me up at night.
So you
as much.
released it, and that's what art really is about to some degree. We're always, you guys are always releasing, and
Very true.
catharsis, etc. And you said it's 99%. What's left?
Well, so I've got the bed floating, or it's supposed to be floating, but I didn't quite do it. Obviously, I didn't make it obvious enough. So I want to work on that a little bit.
So what's the studio like? Do you have a huge studio?
No, it's about
About this size.
12 by 14, maybe.
Yeah.
It's good. It's got skylight, wood floor. It's nice. It's just kind of attached to the house.
You can close the door afterwards because I hate it when you're working on a project and everything hangs out. Can you walk away from it and close the door? Or do you keep running back in there to work on it?
Well, it actually opens up into the kitchen, so there's no door real, but kind of in a way, yes.
So
we've painted together before.
You've painted
that.
together?
Yeah, we've done some painting sessions in there, yeah.
Yeah, we tend to do painting sessions. We actually buy some time, different
Well,
classes.
that reminds me of those two that painted together. It was a Gauguin and a Van Gogh, and they at the end they started fighting. Do you remember
We
that?
haven't come to that yet, right?
There was an eruption.
No, we haven't. No.
Well, there's two different
Not yet,
styles there, but I think you guys are more functional than those two. So,
no.
what do we?
Yeah,
What do we have up there? What's up there? I can see the on the monitor.
That is the Shea locomotive.
Oh, the shade. Tell us about that.
I took a picture of this static locomotive in Dunsmuir, California, at the Railroad Motel, which is actually literally has a bunch of cabooses, and each one has been beautifully outfitted into like a single motel room, and it's really very fun. And so for my birthday, my family surprised me by taking me there, and on a trip back from up north, and so I took pictures, and I think I posed my son Troy in the cab just as a reference point, and then I plunked it into a scene like it might be in a timber operation up on a trestle. But they were special locomotives that articulated and could go around little tight spaces.
Having so much fun there. What's happening out at Colfax?
Oh, this weekend is Colfax Railroad Days, and there's going to be an art show and a whole bunch of other fun activities. And after this, I'm going to take my paintings up to the art show.
Outside, inside, over at the train depot?
The
all
art
over
show
town.
is in the community center.
Was it up off the street, off the main
Yeah, it's
drag?
kind of up on that little hill. Yes.
It's not on the main drag.
That should be very well attended, I would think, because there's so many train enthusiasts, and of course they have, it was beautiful. They have a beautiful train there, right downtown.
They got the caboose.
The caboose.
Well, I think
And
Chamber
the
of Commerce is over there, isn't it?
Was
in
the
that area.
Chamber used to be in one of the railroad cars, but they've now moved over, and then they have also the depot that's been refurbished and it's now a museum. It has everything in there.
Yeah, I need to get over there because I did go to the art show, I think about a month ago. Maybe they have it every month, but it was like one of those nights where it was like 9,000 degrees. It wasn't very well attended.
Welcome to the summer.
Oh,
Yeah.
so now we've cooled off quite a bit. So you're having your art there. You probably not so much, Patrick?
No, I don't have any choo-choos. So,
Yeah, you have to be trained. Now, do you have a collection of the miniature trains?
No, other than some weird little things. Like I have a really nice train phone that when you
Nice.
call, when I have it connected, it sounds like a train going woo woo and all that. And you lift up the top part of the train and it's a phone.
Oh,
And that's
clever.
kind of odd. And then I have some little, odds and ends around just for reference.
Now, do you have any of your work in galleries?
Not at this time.
you did have it locally, didn't you? In the Plaza Arts there.
I've shown some pieces around, like
Downtown
at Colfax.
Colfax?
I've been in a couple of the Placer Arts League shows, that kind of thing.
Now, Patrick, are you at that point yet where you're able to put your work out in a gallery? Do you have enough inventory?
Not in regards to paintings, no. I'm in the process of, I've been taking a lot of photographs, doing a lot of that, but I'm now getting back into taking many of my my photographs and actually turning them into paintings.
You.
The parrot is one that is
the
actually
parrot.
a photograph, one of your favorites, the
Yes,
little parrot.
reminds
And
me of
then-
my little miniature Paco. I have to tell a little story about him. As I was leaving, he always tries to get attention. They know, your pets know when you're leaving them. So he took his water container, about 4 ounces, and flipped it over and then said, "Clean up this mess before you leave." And I knew if I did, he would do it again. So I just gave him a little bit of water. So Paco, you're such a little devil. But love those bright colors, Patrick. You must have fun with those.
Yeah, I do enjoy the colors.
And the purple rose, I
I
did
have
take
that down
that and
over
I
here.
put that on Facebook. Yes,
Yes,
I
that
like
one is
that.
actually a photograph that's been manipulated digitally to resemble a painting. So,
So
it has
you're
that. So it'll look
having-
really good on a canvas when it's printed out there.
So you're enjoying your artistic time when you find it.
Yes, I am. When I can find it, yes. And in fact, I was doing one here. I have a granddaughter due next week.
Oh,
My first
exciting.
granddaughter. And I painted a picture of, they needed some characters. So that was one of the paintings I'm in the process of finishing up. It's even still a little tacky. But
Fun.
I got to get it done because it's due next week on 10/11/12.
Now, let's talk a little bit about how the public that's viewing the program may wish to see more of your work. First, Gary?
They can go to, I'll make it very simple, fineartamerica.com, and then just type in Gary Symington, and they'll get to my part of the site that way. That's the easiest way.
We have, matter of fact, we're both on fineartamerica.com. So it's, they have, if you put in within the, 15, 20 miles, both Gary and I will come up right next to each other
Oh, that's right.
on the website. So, and then you can go into each of the different individual photographs or paintings and a variety of different sizes. You can actually order directly online if you want, but, or contact us directly either way.
Butterfly behind me from
That's
photograph.
actually from a photograph. I did adjust it slightly to, work better in a painting. That one I really enjoyed doing. That was one of those that we sat in the back of the class. We
Right, right.
we will to give ourselves time, it's sad to say, we actually will buy a spot to take a class in whatever it is. And then Gary and I would stand in the back and we would paint with our oils whatever we wanted. Yeah. So it was actually a way to guarantee, a 3-hour span of time once a week so that we can actually put time into painting. Right. Because our schedules are ones that are they're overwhelming, so.
Well, kudos.
Excuse me. Yeah, we would buy, pay for a spot in like a beginning drawing class, but get approval from the instructor. Hey, can we sit in the back and do oils and stuff, and just so we can have a place to go, and we have to be there because we paid for it. And
there's no phones. There's no phones.
Yes,
there's nobody asking for this, that, or the other thing.
Art therapy. Yes. Art therapy.
It is. It is
yes.
very therapeutic. This is very calming.
Indeed.
It does allow you that therapeutic aspect.
Mm-hmm. So what's next on your agenda? What do you have next? You have another project?
I am actually continuously adding more photographs to the website in larger formats. As a matter of fact, I just sold one to somebody in Oklahoma. So I was very thrilled. It was one of Gary's size paintings. It was 34 by 48 inches. Wow. So it was a pretty good sized canvas. They actually bought it on a canvas. So I was quite pleased to have that recent sale. And
wow, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to work. Now, what about were we here in Tahoe?
That one actually is out of my head. It's a combination of a number of national forests. When I was younger, my mom and dad would take the family. We would go to a variety of different national forests, and it was like the 2-week vacation. We'd camp out in our tents. So this is kind of an accumulation of all of those different visits and something that I envisioned doing. And just kind of put it together. So
now, Gary, with you, what about the framing? That's quite an undertaking. Do you do this yourself or farm it out?
I've been buying most of the frames online, and when they're this size, I have to assemble them myself, which is kind of arduous, but I've been doing it. And something smaller like this I can usually buy intact and ready to go.
Now, you took art lessons, so what do you say to someone like Bill that would want to get into art? Should he start taking some lessons or just throwing... Bill is so spontaneous. I just know that he would just go out and buy a bunch of supplies and splash them around. Would you advise him to be a little...
See if you can get the guitar out of his hand. So
Yeah. I think lessons always, for starting out, are always a good thing. Yeah, definitely.
And Patrick, you started with some lessons also?
Actually, no. I've kind of self-taught, and I've been kind of piggybacking on Gary here, and discussing different techniques, different things, and researching it myself. The only training I basically had was my photography class, and then painting I just kind of picked up as a... Actually, Gary, you were one who was instrumental in getting me involved with oil painting, which was because originally I was just kind of playing around with different mediums and not really sure which one I liked best. And oil was a nice fit. It felt very comfortable, and I have been developing that since. Getting there. In your limited time. Well, when you want something done, I always ask a busy person. So I knew Patrick would come up with a good guest for me. And then, of course, his first guest is going to be on next week. Correct. Jane
Hayworth, quilter.
Right.
So we're so delighted to have all these talented people. Now tell me about the little ones, though. Are you able to get them involved in the art?
Actually, what we have done in the childcare is we have had the little ones do different art projects, and then we accumulate them and keep them. And what we have been doing is once a year setting up through the curator for the Art Can Heal over at Auburn Sutter Faith Hospital, and they have their
good.
own little Art Can Heal gallery. I had my first showing there for my photos last year, and we've had 2 of the children's art galleries put up, and depends on the season. So we'll put up, this past one was kind of the spring, and the one before that we did the winter holidays. So I have to actually check and see what we're scheduled for. So we do collect the artwork from the children and put them up.
Oh, and it's wonderful. It
That's
really
good.
is.
That's good to know with all the cutbacks now in schools.
But
and
there
everything.
is actually a real benefit to the Art Can Heal, because it actually does help the staff, the patients, the visitors in a very intense environment. Art is very comforting. You can become very connected with it, and I've even had art help somebody, get better. So
Improve, sure. And of course, Gary is probably the healthiest man we know, because he has the art over here and he has the music over here, and then he has a job that pays him.
And he's got a family.
There you go.
And he's got a daughter getting married.
Oh
So
my.
he's-
Okay, so you'll have to do the portraits, right?
I haven't gotten that. I've been doing her,
He'll be
her
commissioned.
invitations first.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's
it's like,
fun.
Dad, you're a graphic designer. Make something nice.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So then you have the little one that gave you the rooster advice. What's her age?
That's Katrina. She's the one getting
She's
married.
the one getting
Oh, that's
married.
okay. So she's.
I have a son, Troy, who will be 21 in December.
Oh,
So
all right. So then you can basically take over their rooms and have more painting areas. How does that work?
yeah, or more
Not a
drums.
bad idea.
There you go.
Oh, more drums.
He's got,
How many
he's
sets
got
do
2
you have?
studios then.
We have
So-
3 drum sets in the house.
Yes.
Oh my.
My son has one.
Oh,
I have
okay. Well,
an acoustic set. And an
I have an
electronic.
interesting question for you. Are drummers actually musicians?
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Somebody, they have so many jokes though about about drummers. I was just wondering why they make so many jokes about.
How do you know if a drummer is at the door?
Tell us.
The knocking speeds up.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, but of course they are musicians.
Well, I'd like to think so. Yes.
Well, they
they're
certainly
so
keep the beat.
I mean, I read music.
Talented.
I play vibes, so I read.
Oh, you read music.
Drum music, and regular music. Vibe music is similar to piano. It's G clef, so.
Okay, so you've got the rhythm.
I hope.
You've got the tempo. Very, very good. And Patrick, you just enjoy it, right?
I just do a little bit of everything.
Okay, let's get the web presence back in there, or the contact information for the people that are just maybe coming into the show and going, wow, I like that, but how can I see more?
Fineartamerica.com, and you'll just have to type in Gary Symington, or do it the way Pat does it.
You can do it the way I do it. www.fineartamerica.com and put in Patrick Witz.
Now, with any good luck, the program will be on tomorrow, 19, 20, and 21, and the Colfax show will still be going then?
It'll be this weekend. Yes.
Saturday and Sunday, yes.
Okay. Now, Patrick, can we still go to the KVIE site and see art there?
I believe it is still on the site. However, it is all listed as sold. They were collecting on those funds Monday and Tuesday and picking up the artwork. So, but I believe they still have some of the information there, and I believe they may even still have some of the pictures. They'll retain some of that.
Did you get a chance to meet any of the artists there?
I did. I got to meet quite a few of the artists there who had some really fantastic art. I'm floored at the size and the quality of the art that's actually donated. You wouldn't think that somebody would take a huge piece that is of
Right.
substantial quality and donate it. But the cause is good, and they get publicity out of it,
That's
and
right.
the station gets the funds to keep going, so they can repeat it.
I think we had one of our guests here that has his own gallery, cultural center, Shimo, and he is an Oriental gentleman that likes to do very serene art, very restful lotuses and swans, and I think the value on his was like $1,500, and some of them were even higher than that, right?
Oh, yes. I saw a couple of them that were in the $4,000 to $6,000 range.
Isn't that great? So,
And they even had not only photographs, paintings. What else was there? They also had some statues and other things, which, like your cat.
Yes, the gourd art. And this cat, thank you, Patrick, is here because we have a new cat sanctuary on Nevada Street, and it is called Friends Forever. And we're looking for clothing donations, jewelry, housewares over there because they have 30 cats that looking for homes. So I know you guys probably have pets already. We're not going to ask you to adopt an animal, but if you have any donations regarding housewares and that sort of thing, we would love to have it. Friends Forever on Nevada Street. So thank you for that segue there. And as we wind down here, we want to salute men that are cutting it. You guys are busy. You have active lives. Patrick, you have that child care center, you're a graphic artist, and I always believe that if you want something done, you want some guests, ask the busy people, spin, spin, spin. So are you into yoga to relax you?
No.
Okay.
No, I should be. I'm thinking Tai Chi.
We have a new yoga show, so Gwen Jones is, if you can watch that, she's premiered now doing her yoga show. And then you just go and beat on your drums and...
Oh, no, he does more than that.
Well,
stretch.
I was doing Taekwondo for about 15 years.
Wonderful, that's good.
So, but that's getting a little harder as I get older. I was wondering, can I make a plug for the band?
Please.
Is that okay?
Oh, yes. Please do.
Okay.
Go.
I play in a Carpenters tribute band, and the funny thing about that is I never envisioned being interested in playing that music, but it's turned out to be a lot of fun and challenging, and we're playing some nice venues. We actually got paid to go out this July and play in Ontario, Canada for 3 performances. So that was kind of fun. It was almost being like a pro. And we're playing Harlow's, if it's okay for me to mention that.
Please do. In Nevada City?
No, Harlow's in Sacramento on
Sacramento.
Friday, November 2nd.
Okay, and so you'll be there with your sticks.
The whole band will be there. It's a 5-piece band backing Michelle Whited on vocals.
Well, have you been
I've been to one.
The performances?
Yes.
Well, again, should it be against the law? Can you have too much fun?
Never.
Okay.
No.
Well,
just got to balance it.
We're going to wrap up the show here by a big, huge thank you to Patrick Witz. He knows the most colorful and creative people, and we're going to just keep asking because now you're an old pro, and of course, Gary, you're going to come back because I saw even more art than this on that website that you mentioned. So you favor the trains. You really like the trains the most. That's your focus right now?
Yeah, mostly, yes.
Okay, but we will go back and see what else is there and get you guys to come back in your busy schedule. And we wish you so much good luck with your endeavors and sharing your art with those that need to be healed. Okay.
Very well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's ACTV today, and we have just had a few chuckles and lots of laughter mixed in with the mirth, and of course always color around us. www.actv20.org, I believe, and we will be doing that fundraiser April the 6th, and talk to our man on the scene, Bill Mail, because he's in charge of the gong, and that's really mirthful. You both know about the Gong Show, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so Bill is a creative guy and also plays that guitar. Have you had a chance to experience Bill yet?
I've watched him on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Good job,
Very
Bill.
good. And I hope that you're going to be tubing as well with this program afterwards.
We hope so.
Okay. And, of course, Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So, Patrick, you are just a man that sleeps probably like Martha Stewart a few hours.
Yes.
That's it, folks. We did it.